So a lot going on amid new cries for the president to step aside, and the debate, you can hear it across the country.
You can hear it across the country. You definitely can hear it, Mika, across the party. You know, in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus said to religious leaders, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself will not stand. Lincoln, with the specter of a civil war rising over slavery, quoted Jesus, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Lincoln said, "I do not expect the Union to be dissolved. I do not expect the house to fall, but I do expect it will cease to be divided. It will become all one thing or all the other." Lincoln encouraged his party in 1858 to stand together once again. Quote, "2 years ago, we did this under the siege of impulse of resistance to a common danger with every external circumstance against us." Lincoln's words then are all too relevant to the Democratic Party this morning. This morning, we report to you that there is a deep rupture running throughout the Democratic Party, a split tearing at the party's very foundation, a divide that's only going to serve to elect a man who has repeatedly promised to be a dictator on day one. President Biden is on one side of that Democratic divide. We all know Biden supporters saved American democracy in 2020 by defeating a malignant force promising to undermine the Constitution itself, make common cause with America's enemies, and refuse to accept any Democratic election result that declared him defeated. President Biden endured the bloody aftermath of January 6 riots, the stealing of nuclear secrets and sensitive war plans by Trump, his calling for the execution of Joint Chiefs Chairman and the hanging of his own vice president, his writing that the Constitution should be terminated if that was required to overthrow election results. Against that grim backdrop, Mr. Biden passed more bipartisan legislation than any president this century. He created more jobs than any president this century. He led America out of COVID more strongly than any country on this planet, has overseen the strongest dollar in half a century, and the strongest economic growth in the world. America's economy is the envy of the world, period. Under Biden, our military and alliances are stronger relative to the rest of the world than any time since World War II. This, my friends, is not a matter of debate unless you get your news from hucksters on TikTok or on a cable news channel that is allergic to the truth. Despite what Donald Trump says, America is great, America is strong, and America is respected across the world. Joe Biden's leading a NATO summit this week that, with Biden's leadership, is now the strongest alliance in the world's history. Now, on the other side of this divide are many of the most powerful Democratic politicians, thought leaders, and donors. And they are all saying privately, and they may soon say this publicly, that Joe Biden cannot win this election. That is now almost a universal sentiment among the hundreds of Democrats who have spoken out over the last 36 hours, many of whom have called me and voiced these very real concerns. They say Democrats' poll numbers are collapsing, fundraising is drying up, and any chance of saving the Senate and House from Trump rule over the next 4 years is vanishing before their eyes. Two sides in this Democratic divide with two compelling arguments, but the window on saving American democracy is closing. Joe Biden is dug in. He's got the votes. He's got the delegates. It is his rightful nomination. But also dug in are those who revere the president but cherish American democracy even more. For them, this is a zero-sum game. That is why a handful of Democrats that President Biden greatly respects, Nancy Pelosi, Ted Kaufman, Jim Clyburn, Chris Dodd, John Kerry, Ron Klain, and his family, Jill, Val, and Hunter Biden, need to come together this weekend and talk about the consequences of this campaign and this candidacy on this country's future. Democrats have to unite against the immediate threat before America's 240-year constitutional republic is no more. Lincoln finished that 1858 speech telling his fellow party members, against strange, discordant, even hostile elements, we gathered from four winds and we fought the battle through under the constant hot fire of a disciplined, proud, and pampered enemy. Did we brave all then to falter now? Now, when that same enemy is wavering, disturbed, and belligerent? This result is not doubtful, Lincoln said. We shall not fail if we stand firm. We shall not fail if we stand together. Because so said Lincoln then, and so says a watchful and very worried nation now.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.